What's up? Turn this damn truck off right quick. Just wanted to talk about this horrible drive last night. In case anybody happens to be in here, I was up at the terminal today, and I think some people were trying to take advantage of, well, never mind. I didn't step inside the terminal. But I figure some people might be out here not running. You never know. At least got one person in here. What do they say about church? 2 or more? David Boyd, what's up? God damn. I'm trying to get rid of this. Trying to get rid of this damn fly in here. What's up, Romeo is burning? Gonzo Trucker Joe V. So anyway, man, I just left the terminal, which was part of my bad night driving, my bad drive shift. Just want to see if anybody else comes in here. But right now, I am at the Loves in Nowata, Oklahoma. So I'll be delivering tomorrow to the Walmart in Ochaleta, Oklahoma. And that delivery is at 0545. And I've got about 3 messages talking about, this is OTF load, don't deliver early. I feel like I need to be like Jules in Pulp Fiction. Say OTF one more time. Gonzo, I think California's been like really, I think they're trying to make up some revenue because they've been giving truckers speeding tickets for going, mildly over the speed limit. And I can remember back to a day that there was a driver, I don't know who that driver was, doing like 63, 65, and nobody pulling anybody over, none of that stuff. So they might be cracking down on that. Joe V, what's up? This is a nice little Loves here. I mean, it's a really tiny Loves. This has got, I think, 38 spots. 2 showers. Just got done taking a shower. And that's about it. So this is home until about, I don't know how much time I'm gonna leave on this. But I gotta,
2 hours and 29 minutes of remaining drive time.
I got 6 hours on my 70. And I got 2 hours coming tonight. You know what? That's perfect. This gets me in an area where I'm going to pick up a load, probably at Seaboard Foods. And it's probably not going to it can't go to the Northeast, maybe. I might be locked into that, upper Midwest, which is where I like to roll. All right. Let's see. So I want to talk about this bad night here coming up pretty soon. All right, so first of all, Blue Beacon. I'm going to start telling these guys at Blue Beacon, before I pull my truck in, you got to sweep all that bullshit into the center or something, because that has a lot to do with my bad night. So, a couple days ago, I go and get a washout at Blue Beacon. And as soon as I went through there, my tire pressure monitoring system started, well, it lit up. So it didn't drop down that much, but you could tell that the air was leaving out of it. So I looked at my tire, figured out what the situation was, got with my fleet manager, said, hey, I need to get to Springfield. I knew it wasn't going to be repairable where it was at. So he was asking me if piston would work, and I was like, I really want to get a used tire, and I got a better chance getting that at Springfield, so he got me a load. So I've been babysitting this anyway. So I picked up a load yesterday, picking up in Anderson, Indiana, going to Ochaleta, Oklahoma. And the thing was, I was going to go get my tire situation handled in the middle of the load. So when I picked up the load yesterday, I stopped about 300 miles away from the terminal. My tire really wasn't leaking that much air at that point. It might have went from I think I aired it up in the morning, got it up to 95, 97. And then when I stopped at the end of my shift, it was about 85 or something like that. And then when I woke up from my sleep, it was at 74. Cool. All right. My dumbass forgot to think about physics, and I was like, well, maybe if I air this up more, I won't have to worry about, airing it up anymore or whatever on the way to the terminal. So I aired it up to 108. Man, I must have opened up that hole more. So I had 300 more miles to go. And for the first 100 miles, I had to use my airline. So listen, guys, if you don't have one of those airline hoses that you attach to your glad hand and use that to air up your tires, I'm telling you, that saved me a road call. It was a pain in the ass, but it saved me a bunch of money. So for the first 100 miles, let's just say 50 miles. Well, for the first 100 miles, I had to air up my tire every 50 miles. So that was once in between there. And then for the last 200 miles, I had to air up every 25 miles just to get to the terminal. So that was a pain in the ass. Plus it was thundering and lightning and hard rain out on the way to Springfield. So it was probably one of my worst drive shifts. Probably worse than some of the stuff that you might be dealing with in bad weather, because stopping every 20, 25 miles, it's bad enough just doing it one time, but 7-8 times on the way out here, it was ridiculous. Because you got to stop the truck, and then you got to set the trailer brakes, and you got to pull off the thing, then you got to put on your little air hose thing. That it's a pain in the ass. So anyway, I dealt with that all last night, and then my last 30 miles, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna thug it out. I'm just gonna get to the terminal, and I got in there with 75 psi on my tire pressure gauge, and then they were in there fucking around on inbound. I'm not even going to get into too much of that, but it took forever to go through inbound, and some of that wasn't their fault. I guess they had some hydraulic stuff go out that I don't know. So anyway, that took forever. The guy in the tire bay, he was quick. Got me the used tire, balanced out all my tires to where the tread depth made sense and all that. And then I couldn't leave right away through outbound because they had to wait for something. There was something wrong where they couldn't change trailer tires, and they said my trailer tire needed to get changed, which, whatever. So anyway, now I'm just chilling. Crepuscular, however you pronounce that, sunshine. I remember you I used to watch you cook. Man, those were the good old days on that cooking channel. I haven't cooked a brisket, ribs, pork, but man, I haven't really cooked shit in 5 years. I mean, literally. So anyway, that was my night. So anybody that's driving a truck, get one of those airlines so you can air up your tires on your truck. And don't get the plastic one. I bought a plastic one to begin with, and I gave that to one of my drivers. But get the rubber. You'll thank me later, especially in cold weather. It's been a while since I did a pork belly, but I really only did 2 videos on pork belly. I know one was bacon, or homemade cured bacon or something. I don't remember what the other one was. So anyway, that's the deal. And really, the only reason I came on here live is because it's a lot easier than doing a regular video and all that. So this is going to be a pretty quick video. Yeah, mine's long enough to get back to the trailer, but there's really not much of a reason to do it here. But I mean, it was a pain in the ass. I'm going to just tell you that right now. And then I had these, they weren't even sweatpants. They're like comfortable pants. They're almost maybe a hair thicker than pajama pants. Man, I ripped those fucking things dicking around with this last night. So that wasn't a good deal, but I did make it through the terminal without going in there. It looked like they had the Prime Fest going on in there. All the drivers up there that've been there 35, 45 years giving testimonials and really taking pride in snitching on drivers. Not that, and I'm not one of those guys that's like, don't snitch, but some shit just ain't worth, talking about. But anyway, if you watch the meeting, you know what I'm talking about. Roadrunner 715, I'm at my receiver. Now this load was heavy, 44K. Hey, listen. If it's the right time of day or night, we rolling. Hypothetically. So anyway, listen, I'm just going to say this, and then I'm not going to be on here too much longer, but if you saw the meeting, now I keep my lock on my trailer just because I don't even want to deal with the headache that comes along with not. But there was a driver that specifically said, if you got a call from your fleet manager for not having a lock on your trailer, it was me. Keep a lock on your trailer, just so you don't even have to deal with this headache. So anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to come on here right quick. I know that there's a lot of shit that you guys could use. Some people say an Atlas is the best thing you could have. Some say, well, let's talk about, there's a bunch of shit you could have on a truck, right? That airline saved me a few times, and it definitely saved me a bunch of money this evening, or last night. So if you don't have one, get one. You never know when that shit's gonna come in handy, because a road call could have been a whole lot worse than that, and as much of a pain in the ass as it was for me to do what I had to do. So, as Forrest Gump would say, that's about all I got to say about that. What else was going on in that meeting? I was listening to that meeting, but I realized the free breakfast wasn't worth the headache I was going to have to go through to catch that meeting in person. Although there was something I wanted to talk about, and it was a safety question, which they seem to never want to answer. And I was going to ask that question if I actually went into the meeting, but let's see. All right, Road Runner 715. How do TNT trainers get paid? I've always wondered. TNT trainers get paid on the gross revenue of the truck. So if you got a good student, you spun him up right, he's got some work ethic, he's going to make more money, you're going to make more money. So the trainer's going to make money based on load revenue, and the student's going to make money based on work hours and all that kind of stuff. So when I was training, a low paycheck when I was training was about $4,800 a week. That was low. It usually averaged, and this is back in the day, so I'm not dealing with it now, but average pay was like $5,800 to $6,800, and there was weeks when it was like $85,000, $9,000, shit like that. So now with the market slimming down a little bit and trainers taking a little bit more taking a little bit more of that driver pay, there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk. So I'm not sure if how much a student's getting paid would keep me from training per se. And mine has nothing to do with anything other than personal stuff, but if a student is driving a truck, well, let's put it this way. I know situations where students made more money than the trainer. Then the students jack some stuff up, the trainer has to pay a deductible, and then also has to pay for a hotel room and pay the trainee while the truck's sitting. So there's just a lot of liability, and I don't know what the money's like now. I talk to people that are doing well, talk to people that aren't doing well, but that's how it gets paid. Same pay as it normally would be, just based on team loads and stuff like that. Or it's just load revenue. That's it. Alright, so anyway, I just wanted to stop in real quick. Go out and get you one of those air hoses. It could be a lifesaver. Saved me a lot of money last night. I was actually wondering if I was going to make it to the terminal last night. I was losing so much air near the end of it. So I highly recommend rubber, not plastic. But that being said, I do appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.